Warrior Cats is a series host to a lot of morally gray and dark characters. For morally gray, we have Hollyleaf, a guy who strictly abided to the warrior code, however went against it and murdered Ashfur and asked for her birth mother to commit suicide. She redeemed herself by sacrificing herself for Ivypool, however. And then for a cat who isn't morally gray but is debatably the most evil of all characters is Tigerstar, a hypocrite who hated half-clan cats but adored his own half-clan kits. His acts of evil took him beyond the grave, and from cat hell he plotted the destruction of the clans. If you heard about an outrage about any character, you'd expect it to be a dark or morally gray cat like these two. But what if I told you Redtail, the deputy who died not even 7 chapters into the first book, got cancelled on Twitter once? Today, we will discuss that one time the Warrior Cats fandom was able to cancel a cat on Twitter and make it to #1 on trending. Before we get started, if you are new to this channel, please think about subscribing. I regularly post both Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats content so you'll never be bored. And to my current subscribers, thank you so much for supporting me. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Let's set the scene for the cancellation. In July 2020, there was a trend in the Warrior Cats community called Blank Loves You. Blank could be any cat from Badger Kit to Broken Star, and they all loved you. Well, I mean, some of them put Blank hates you, but the majority of it was love. Peace and love. Anyone could make an account with any character, so long as the character was not already claimed. While on the account, you'd remain in character as them, or at least a spoofed version of the character. For example, Lionblaze would be dumb and probably upset about Honey, Hollyleaf would be strict about the code and a bit of a hypocrite, etc, etc. Blank Loves You was not just a role-playing community though. It was also about spreading positivity in the Warriors community. Blank Loves You accounts would often compliment artists. A large number of Love Yous were also artists and would draw their characters doing various things, similar to a Tumblr Ask blog. The Blank Loves You movement was likely inspired by Tumblr movement's Blank Hates Maps, which was not characters against multi-animator projects, but characters against minor attracted persons, or in less elegant terms, you all know what I'm about to say. 2020 was the height of this community, and since then it has faded, but back then, it was tight-knit, and decently widespread in the Warrior Cats community on Twitter. Redtail's Overparty surprisingly wasn't started by Redtail Loves You himself. It was started by Mothwing Loves You in order to see whether the Warrior Cats fandom could breach his fandom bubble and make it onto trending. Mothwing Loves You says, #Redtail is Overparty. Hey Warrior Cats community, what if we got this trending? Eyes, 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 eyes. Make up some discourse in your posts. Not too long after this, people began to pour in their complaints. Users in the Blank Loves You community gave their memories of Redtail's transgressions, posting in character tweets about how Redtail had wronged them. Gobsmacka said, he's actually f***ed up, disgusting SMH, disappointed. Sleuthball Loves This post said, if Redtail hadn't died, Bluestar would have made me a warrior. Memory Data commented, imagine dying between the chapters. Honey Hop said, he bullied me in middle school for being an Oakhart stan. Rita Parker reminisced, he stole my money and locked me in the janitor's closet on the 2nd story during recess. I just can't let him get away with it. Eden the Leopard had a much more simple complaint. They're gay. And Whitewing Loves You said, he called me gay and then stepped on my paw. Like, what a jerk, Jesus. People began to notice just how messed up Redtail was. I mean, sure, he was only around for 1 chapter before he got killed, but there was some unforgivable, problematic stuff. I mean, locking Rita in the closet during recess was just uncalled for. However, complaints alone wouldn't be enough to get the tag noticed, so artists began to post their work in the tags. This helped, and soon the number on the trending list shot up from 29th at the 4th hour to #1 by the 5th hour of the tag being started by Mothwing. One thing that helped the tag trend was former readers joining in shock that their favorite cat series was popping up on their timeline. Numerous people posted about how they thought the fandom was dead. Meatball Bod commented, bruh, I clicked on #Redtail's Overparty thinking it was a slur or something, and got thrown back a decade to the f***ing Warrior Cat books. Skidoodle12 commented, yo, I don't know anything about fucking Warrior Cats except for that this godforsaken video exists. The quote-unquote godforsaken video was Firestar Doesn't Like Waffles by Mama Tad. The K-pop fans also joined in. K-pop fans are infamous for hopping onto trends such as cancellations in order to promote fan cams of their favorite singers. This applies whether or not they know what someone is being cancelled for. A lot of K-pop fans in the #Redtail is Over tag were confused as to who they were canceling. Pretty Isdea commented, who even is this, and is this real or a joke, and left a fan cam underneath their tweets. Bots also helped make the tag trend. Twitter bots are infamous for using whatever tags are trending in order to promote whatever they are trying to sell. There were cars, there was OnlyFans or whatever the old alternative was, there was political pundits, etc., etc. There was also a small subset of people who were under the initial belief that Redtail was referring to the Tuskegee Airmen, a much beloved famous group of primarily black American military pilots. They were incredibly relieved to find out that it was not them, and instead a fictional cat that people were trying to cancel. Hopsman Hansa said, "Me waking up and thinking, who the hell is canceling the Tuskegee Airmen? And then finding out it's a bunch of fans of kids' books getting a warrior cat trending, and I'm like, damn, this website is a trip, and sure, I'll hashtag it to keep it going, hahaha." During the event, a lot of people compared to the tag hashtag SaltyKdan is over. That tag occurred when YouTuber SaltyKdan wanted to see how easily he could cancel himself, and so he asked for people to cancel him on Twitter. It was successful, incredibly so, and he actually documented the entire trend in a YouTube video. I can definitely see the parallels. Both of them were made on manufactured outrage, and then it gradually spiraled out of control. And by the 8th hour since the first post, hashtag Redtail is over party was still going strong at #1 in America. By the 10th hour, people were drawing artwork dedicated to the event and YouTube video mock-ups of Redtail's eventual apology video and the video that got him into the mess in the first place. The majority of the people decided what got him into trouble was comments over Sunning Rocks or comments over RiverClan, which is rather fitting. Redtail Loves You himself even contributed, posting part of a Twitter apology. Redtail Loves You said, "Hello, I really think I need to address these claims about me. I did not, in fact, post a picture of a two-leg with a fish in her mouth with a caption comparing it to RiverClan. In this thread, I will thoroughly debunk." Sunny Wings commented, bringing in an image, "How do you explain this behavior against RiverClan, huh?" And in that was a fake screenshot saying, the real Redtail said, "RiverClan cats be like, I know a place, and then take you here." And in that fake tweet, Redtail was posting an image of the underwater kingdom from The Little Mermaid. Eventually, around the 12th hour, mock-ups of videos turned into real videos. Some Loves You YouTubers made some Loves You artists made their characters' reactions to Redtail, denouncing his actions. Redtail defended himself in his own video, animated by Aster Rachnitz, scripted by Pinky Purrs, and voiced by Shadow King.
I wanted to get online and say I'm sorry for what I did. I'm sorry that people thought it was offensive, and that's not me, and never has been me. And I know that there's no excuse. I was just in a really dark place, and it manifested into my actions. I'm sorry to everyone who was hurt. It truly wasn't my intentions.
There was also this amazing meme by Loft Swipfall, which I can't help but admire despite me taking around 12 points of psychic damage from it. By the 16th hour, everything was still going strong, but by the 20th hour, things dropped off entirely. This event was the highest that Warrior Cats ever scored on Twitter, reaching #1 and holding it for a good 6 or so hours. The only other events that ever got quite as high was the removal of Gillian Phillips, a TERF, from the writing team, Warrior Cats ableism, and Freckle Wish for StarClan. And as for the Loves You community, it's no longer around by now. By August of 2021, it had pretty much faded out. Though there have been attempts to revive the Loves You community, they've all failed. But maybe it was for the best. The power to make things trend on Twitter was too much for the Warrior Cats fandom and could have been used for evil. So, in the end, what's my opinion on the cancellation of Redtail? He didn't deserve it. The cancel culture mob, or clan, was wild and jumped on the bandwagon to harass an innocent cat. Everyone should apologize to him. He didn't deserve it. And I mean, his comments on Sunning Rocks weren't that bad. They do belong to ThunderClan, and some of you snowbirds need to take off your rose-colored glasses and live in reality. Thank you for watching. All the artists mentioned in this video will have links to them in the description, and thank you so much for allowing me to use your works. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I make Wings of Fire and Warrior Cats videos pretty often, and your support would mean a lot to me. And to those who've already subscribed, thank you so much for your continued support. I wouldn't have gotten here without y'all. Have a nice day. Rogan out.